Mackenzie Mountain Gulf Sheep Cave right there. Freaking out. I mean, look at that. That's ridiculous. Woo!
Welcome to the Zone. This week, we're going to be taking you to South Dakota for a brutally cold whitetail hunt.
But first, we're going to start out way back in the wilderness. Now, James, I know you've hunted caribou quite a bit, but this is your first hunt for mountain caribou.
That's right. In my mind, the mountain caribou is the most majestic of the subspecies, and these days, the hardest one to come by. My first hunt with the Dimension, Thompson Center's new bolt-action rifle.
If you are leaving us here on behalf of your Captain Mark Shepard and the rest of your entire bike crew, we'd like to thank you for flying with us. It certainly has been our pleasure having you on board this morning, and we wish you a pleasant stay in the Norman Wells area.
Across the river here is where all the outfitting areas in the Mackenzie Mountains are. All total about 40,000 square miles of roadless hunting areas. It's about the size of Kentucky. So this bush plane flight is going to be our last little bit of technology for the rest of the week. It all gets low T from here. Horses and footwork. It really doesn't hit you that you're actually there until you're flying over the country, the very same country that you're about to be hunting in. And when you see it, and the mountains and the vastness, and you go from dreamer to, you know, adventurer. Boy, that wasn't beautiful at all.
How you doing?
Good to be back.
You back? You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. We appreciate this. And looking forward to another great hunt with you.
Good. Well, have a good time.
Yep.
How you doing?
Good.
I never met you. It's Dallas.
Oh, Dallas.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you finally.
All right. Yeah, you weren't, you probably were off guiding when we were here
No,
last
I was pregnant.
Oh, were you? Hey, hon. How you doing? Is everybody good there? Yep, we're all good here. Everybody's safe. Good trip so far. Did Abby pass her hunter safety course? Awesome. That's great. Okay, bye-bye. Now there's a whole list of reasons why the Dimension rifle should be in your gun cabinet, but here's a demonstration on its most unique feature, the ability to change barrels in the field, and it only takes a few minutes. Let's put this back on. A new BDC sticker, and it's as easy as that. A shot or two on paper just to be sure, and we're ready to get on the horses and head back up the mountain. It's a beautiful time in the Northwest Territories. The leaves are turning, the caribou are losing their velvet. Should be a fun day.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the big one.
The Zone is brought to you by Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools. Thompson Center, Nikon, Blackhorn 209, Gallery of Guns, Under Armour, Real Avid, Firefly, Lethal Human Scent Elimination, and Bill Jordan's Real Tree. Family, friends, and the outdoors.
Last evening when we showed up here, Amanda and Travis and Arnold set up this nice tent camp. All that was here was stovepipes and a stove. And you know, it may have been 3, 4, 5 years since this camp was even hunted. We have 43 outpost camps in this entire area, all separated by miles. It's raining now, it's been raining through the night. Our ceiling's coming down, it looks like it's gonna sock in. So we may not even be able to see up into the sheep country this morning. We'll just head up this river and see what we can see. But I got my 300 Win Mag barrel on my Dimension rifle, and I'm really actually hoping to run into a mountain caribou anyway. So a rainy day, we'll still be able to hunt.
Yeah, that's him. No, that's the one in the back. That's the big one.
All right, how far is it?
It's about 200 yards.
Let's shoot him from right here.
Yeah. They are now about 150 yards. Hey, just wait. He's not going down. I think you better give him another one.
When he turns his head.
Yeah.
Woo. He ain't down. They're a big, tough, sturdy animal. Ah, yes. All right. Thanks. Good work. That's why we're here this time of the year. The mountain caribou start working their way down out of the top, down into these bottoms. Look for cows and lose their relevance. That's one of the things that was high on my list for coming here to Redstone, mountain caribou. And you guys got big ones too. That's a hard animal to find a good quality trophy. Ooh, look at those beds. You're right, he's got good beds.
Good beds.
Oh, look at that.
A beauty.
Wow. Yeah, that velvet, you can feel you just come right off.
All the points should be hard.
How many points? Let's do a little point count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that 11? 12. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. 47 points. Dave said don't shoot one without 35 points.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a damn good caribou.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate everything. The new Thompson Center Dimension worked perfectly in these crummy conditions too. And you know, I just shot this with a 300 Win Mag, and it's a beefy animal, and that's why. 180 grain Accubon bullet.
James, that was a really cool hunt in an incredibly remote area, but I got to tell you, that weather didn't look too comfortable.
Well, solid rain for entire days in the North Country isn't exactly what I'd order up for a hunt like that. Then again, it's better than what you had to deal with in South Dakota.
Yeah, this is the kind of weather I hope you don't see me in but about once a year.
This portion of The Zone is brought to you by Gobble and Grunt Outfitters.
Whether you're throwing your favorite rifle on the back of your four-wheeler to hunt deer on the back 40, or traveling halfway around the globe with it, one thing's for sure, it's gonna get some abuse. So you need to make sure that it's on when you need it, and that starts by mounting your scope correctly. Wheeler Engineering offers a professional scope mounting kit that lets us do just that. As you can see here, we've mounted our bases and aligned our rings. Now it's time for that critical step that so many people overlook, lapping the rings. We start by putting lapping compound on the inside of both of our scope rings. I want to use plenty. Now, this stuff is like sandpaper. It's gonna grind and grind on the inside of that scope ring to make sure that ring has precise clamping down on that scope. Continue to apply lapping compound to the outside lapping tool. We want to grind until we've got about 60 to 80% of the finish wore off the inside of these rings. Clean off the extra lapping compound, degrease the rings, and we've just created an almost perfect bed to clamp our scope to. Okay, first we're going to tighten our scope down just enough to where we can still twist it in our hand and move it if we need to, just like that, because we're going to check for proper eye relief. Now we're going to level our scope. Okay. And then torque our rings down with the fat wrench using the appropriate torque setting. Now we've properly mounted and leveled up our scope. But most importantly, we've lapped the inside of our rings, giving maximum surface area contact between the inside of those rings and our scope, minimizing the chances of our gun ever being knocked off. Now we're ready to bore sight and head to the range.
This is a deer hunting morning, 16 below and lots of snow.
This portion of the zone is brought to you by Thermacell. Stand up to the cold.
You know, one of the coolest things on this hunt is being able to go out, and you may drive around spotting and stalking for a couple hours and see 20 mule deer bucks and a whole bunch of whitetail bucks. I don't get that opportunity very often. And for a guy that wants to come out and do a double deer hunt, what is better than having a whitetail tag in one pocket and a mule deer tag in the other pocket and having a really good chance in 4 days of going home with 2 real quality bucks?
Dakota Trophy Hunt, we're an organization made up of different ranchers. It's all private land, and each rancher guides his own hunters on his own place. Each rancher runs his own place the way he wants to do it. He signs up for the number of hunters that he wants from year to year.
Well, Tom hooked me up with his son Mick as my guide, and I knew I was in trouble right off the bat. He's 20 years old. He can go, go, go. He's got eyes like I've never had. I knew it was going to be some keeping up for me. Mid-afternoon, crawled up in a big double hay bale blind, which was really nice. We can see 360 degrees around us. There are deer popping out 360 degrees around us. Just real quick, we're into some good bucks. Now, one of the wonderful things about South Dakota is being able to hunt with a rifle in the rut. The bucks are on their feet, they're moving all during the day, especially when it gets good and cold. It's nothing to go out and see a couple hundred deer in a day if you're moving around a good bit. And for most of us guys in the East, you may not see that many deer in a season. Tomorrow we're supposed to have a foot of snow. The bottom's supposed to drop out of the weather. I know the whitetails are going to go nuts, and I may end up kicking myself for this in the end, but I let him pass. I'm trying to make myself hold off here and wait on the white stuff to come down and see what happens. So he's going to get the get out of jail free card tonight.
Closed captioning provided by Bog Pod, the sticks with the red grips.
We recommend.
You know, when a big front comes in, I love to hunt it, especially when it's a cold front with snow. A lot of times that leading edge of it, they'll really be on their feet. But then once it hits, it seems like that the bucks go wild, especially when it's rut time. And you got to know that you're in for a great hunt when you wake up, walk outside, it's cold, and you got nearly a foot of snow on the ground.
Moved out here pretty close. It was a nice 10-pointer.
But how much fun is that? You find a big 150-inch deer in the morning and you get to mess with him and stay on him and hunt him all day long. You can't do that if you're sitting in a tree stand.
I think it'd be maybe that 3-year-old 10-pointer. We're on our last day of the hunt here in South Dakota. Got up this morning at 6 below with an 18 below wind chill. We know there's some really good bucks right here. We've been chasing around for 3 days. Just need to catch a break here on our last day. This is a deer hunting morning.
So we decided to make just a little detour, try to go over, glass around in the thicket, and lo and behold, when we get close, boom. Right off the bat, we see a couple does feeding on the edge of the big snowy seat. And out of nowhere, he just steps out, facing us head on. I'm about ready to leave, and it's a good mature buck. I'm not giving this one a pass.
You went down. That's a good buck.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations.
Last day pressure is always on. I hate dragging it out that long in one respect, but when you're in a place like this that you can look at a lot of deer and a lot of mature bucks, it's fun to drag it out and not injure it. That's a good old deer. Look at the beams on that sucker though. These real good threes. That three's 9 inches. Real nice old buck. Well, I tell you what, we have seen a bunch of mature bucks. And I honestly think I've passed up about 4 or 5 deer that were 5 years old. I don't do that. Well, I'm glad I held out. That is such a unique deer. That's the best brow tine I've ever had on a buck. And we know he's old. I would much rather be lucky than good. I am tickled to death. That's a beauty. Just a beauty.
Man, Tim, I wasn't there, but I can tell it was brutally cold when I can see heat waves rising up off the snow. But, you know, I guess if that's what it takes to get a buck like that, it's well worth enduring those extreme conditions.
Yeah, it is. And you know, in weather like we saw this week, if your equipment isn't perfect, it will fail. And the new Dimension, it was flawless on both hunts. Thanks for joining us. And be sure to find us on Facebook for great prize giveaways each and every week.
And we'll see you next week, right here in the Zone.
The Zone is brought to you by The Sportsman Guide, America's largest supplier of name brand hunting gear at closeout prices. The Ghost Blind, one blind, total concealment, any environment. Buck Forage Premium Seed, intense research creates amazing result. Icon Trail Cameras, Storm Black Widow quick shots from big game tree stands. The Buck Bomb blows away traditional scents. Barnett Crossbows, scary light and scary fast, shooting over 400 feet per second. Brownells, Gobble and Grunt Outfitters, and the Magnum Hunt Club. Your adventure starts here.